morning everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Tiger Knits. I'm Claire, I'll be your host today, and you can find me on Ravelry as CGallagher21, Instagram as Twitter, and Twitter as Claire M. Gallagher, and I also have a blog called unciaanddiggerist.com, which I will link below because I understand it's not very easy to find. And if you stay to the end, I have everything on a slate at the end. I think the last podcast I shared with you guys was either the beginning of May or the end of April. I have just been super busy. I don't know what quite happened. I think I sort of lost my knitting sort of mojo for a little while, and then I just got really busy with work, friend stuff, life stuff, family stuff. Just got really quite busy. I have a new job. I haven't started it yet, but I had to go through the whole interview process and application process, and that took up a lot of brain space for a while, and I was sort of at my quota. And then work has been quite stressful. I think because I'm moving on to a new role, everything is testing me and it's saying, nope, you will not have a nice last month for your job, you're going to have a hellish last month. So I've been a bit not myself, I think. So have I got any other news to tell you? I don't think so. I apologise, my hair's looking a bit crazy today. This is how it is, and actually it's sort of got a wave to it, and I just couldn't bother doing anything with it. I'm going to the gym after I film this, and then I'm going out for dinner tonight, so I'm going to wash my hair again, so not that fast. Right, I guess we'll start with whips. So, I know you're probably all sick of seeing this, but the end is in sight for my chevron stitch blanket, which I've realised now, I've been saying it's by Knit Picks, this pattern, it's actually by someone called Mary Cheever. So I apologise, Mary Cheever, for calling you Knit Picks, but it is on the Knit Picks website. So I've done 2 now of the panels. I think I was halfway through this one when I last podcasted, and I knit monogamously on this for about a month, which I think is why I lost my knitting mojo, because I had no like instant gratification projects to go alongside it. I was just slogging away on this. However, when you knit monogamously on something, it gets finished. So that is those 2. And then, excuse the rattling, when I was editing my last podcast, I realised how annoying that was. I am on the very last one, and I'm almost there. Just going to blow the camera out, but I've got this much left of this ball, the second one, and then I've got one last ball to add. And yeah, I've realised each panel I have 9 repeats, and one weekend, last weekend, I was just feeling a bit blah. I went out on the Saturday and then I just felt like a bit rubbish all weekend, so over the long bank holiday weekend I basically just knit this. I managed to knit this much, so you can knit quite a lot on it, but I'm hoping that you will not see this now until it is finished, and I will try and put it on the bed or something, because otherwise I don't think you're going to be able to see it properly. I'm sure you all know what the yarn is, but in case you don't, it is Rowan Creative Linen in the shade Natural, which I think is number 61. It's a cotton linen blend, and it lives in my little Foxy project bag because the other one was getting too big for it. However, soon I will be able to knit it all up. Not knit it, what do you call it? Sew it. However, I'm not the best sewer, so I'm going to need some help with that from my mother, because she is a sewer. Yeah, like I said, I think we're all sick of seeing it. I'm sick of knitting on it. I'm not sick of knitting on it, that's a lie. I just want to knit more exciting things. And after doing that straight for like over a month, I think, since the last podcast, I finished some socks, which I will show you my finished objects. And then after that, I just knit straight on it. I haven't cast on anything new until this week. So it's been a bit, I think it's just made me a bit bored. The knitting is nice. It's got enough, actually when you're knitting it, it's fine. It's given me enough interest with the repeats of the pattern to give me something to do. I think it's just picking up and putting down the same project time after time is a little frustrating for me personally. And I think then I just don't want to pick it up and put it down, and then I just stop knitting, which I know now is not the best thing, but I did manage to get a huge chunk done. So anyway, because I basically didn't want to cast anything on, didn't want to, that's not what I'm trying to say. Because I was bored of that, I want to cast on loads of new things this week. So the only thing that isn't is my sock yarn blanket, which hasn't had much progress, I don't think, from the last time you saw it. I think maybe I've added 1 or 2 squares. So I've added this one here, this one here, and I think you've seen all the others. So it looks like that. And yeah, that is a yarn from Fibre States. This one, it's the Lundy Bay yarn, which I knit the Caswell Bay hat out of, which I showed you last time. So that's the only other thing that I've got worth talking about that you saw last time. And that's in my Kitty Cat drawstring bag. So those two out the way, let's talk about something exciting and new. So the first thing I cast on in my little Animals of Farthing Wood bag, I call it. And I really like this. My mum's friend, her mother-in-law, recently passed away, and she was a sewer and crafter. And she had this giant box of zips. My mum's friend didn't know what to do with them. My mum sews and quilts and all sorts, so she gave them to my mother. And they just had, she said she makes some bags for me from them, and you know how you get these plastic zips and all the new ones? These are like these really cool old metal zips, and they just feel a bit more substantial, which I quite like. I'm sorry, my voice is croaky in the morning. Right, so this is from, I think I showed you this last time. This yarn, oh look at it, look how beautiful the colour this is. Oh, I love it so much. This is the Easy Knits Deeply Wicked Merlot. Deeply Wicked yarn in Merlot, which is 100% superwash merino. And you have 400 metres of it. I think I said last time I was thinking about knitting a sock head hat with it. Oh, look at that colour. Gorgeous. What I've decided to go with is a pattern called, let me bring up the page, the Midas Hat by Laura Reinbach. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I've only just started it, so it's looking a little sad at the moment. But I don't know if you can see, I'm pretty sure it's a free pattern. Let me just double check before I tell you how it's constructed. Yes, it is. It's got this weird like seamless brim. Not weird, it's just different. And you sort of do a provisional cast on, which I have done before and I do know how to do. I'm just potentially a little bit rusty with them. So you do a provisional cast on, and then you knit and then you sort of fold it under and seam it in somehow, which I haven't got that bit yet, obviously. And then it's just a long stockinette hat. But I thought because of my dark hair, as a winter hat, this will just look really lovely. This is my thinking. And I love the the Deeply Wicked base. I've knit some socks on it before, and it's really nice. And it knits beautifully, and yep, I am a huge fan. So that is currently in my work in progress. I started this at the very end of May, so May 31st, and I haven't really done much on it because then the next thing I'm going to show you is taking up most of my knitting time. But I'm quite excited to have this on the go because I haven't got a pair of socks on at the moment, and I quite like just stockinette knitting. I know some people find it really boring, but I like to do a lot while I'm watching TV, and because my job is kind of stressful at the moment, I just like to have something sort of mindless and not think about it too much. I can just pick it up and just go whilst I'm watching whatever I'm watching in the evening, like Game of Thrones or something, and I do really like that, and I find that really therapeutic. So this, I'm hoping we'll have some more progress on it next time I show you, but I basically just can't get over how like amazing this yarn is. Oh, it's beautiful. I was looking at it in the camera and it's so glowy and red, and yeah, I think I told you what it was. It's a Superwash Merino, and it's the Merlot colourway. And I love these little labels that they have on their skeins, so they sort of hook them through here and here. It's really cool, and they've got cool logos. So yes, that is a new project. I'm knitting this on 3mm needles. I think the pattern calls for a 3.25, but I got gauge with 3mm, so that's what I'm doing it on. And yes, in my little Animals of Farthing Wood bag. Ooh, I feel like we were whipping through things today, 13 minutes in, but that's good because I think sometimes I ramble quite a lot. So yes, the next project is one that I've made quite a lot of progress on actually in a week. Fortunately, I'm not keeping this an exciting project bag. This is just the bag, you know, when you buy a yarn from like Wool Warehouse or somewhere and they put them in these little gauzy bags. It's just in there with a ruler. So I guess this could count as some new yarn as well. So I ordered this Drops Fable, which I've never knit with before, and here is one of them. This is shade 542, which I think is green print, I want to say, or green mix. It's sock yarn. It's superwash sock yarn, 75% wool, 25% polyamide. And yeah, the pattern called for this is a Drops pattern that I'm using, so I thought I would use the yarn because I like the colours. So I got two of these coloured ones. When you start using them they go a bit floppy, so I've wound one into a little ball, and then the other one is a sort of off-white cream colour. Just going to wash out. Can't see, which is a also 75% superwash, 25% polyamide, and this colour is 100, which I'm pretty sure is called Off-White. Well, that's kind of cool. I've not noticed that on the pattern before. It says Yarn Group A, and I was trying to work out what a Yarn Group A means. And on the inside, if I can turn this inside out, it says here, Yarn Group A can be used on any patterns which it calls for any of these. That's kind of cool. Does it make sense? But anyway, so I've got one of the white, which I needed, and 2 of the colour. And this is what I'm knitting. Ta-da! A very tiny jumper for myself. I've lost a lot of weight. Oh, I can't get over how lovely it is. This is a present for one of my work friends. So where we are in work, there's 4 of us girls that sit together, or used to sit together all the time. So me and my friend Amy, who I think I've spoken about, is getting married this year, and 2 other girls which I didn't know before I joined the job. And they have just, I think we've all been like a support system for each other over the last year, and we're all sort of moving on to new things. So my friend Amy, she's staying in the same role but potentially moving on a bit, and I'm moving to a new role, still within the same company, but I've moved to a new role, or will do by the end of beginning of July. My other friend Beth, she has moved to a new role, and then my other friend, lovely Susie, is pregnant and leaves us in August to go on maternity leave. And God knows when she comes back what we'll be doing, whether we'll even be there still. So obviously we'll still keep in touch, but I wanted to give her a little something because I did. So I'm knitting her this little baby jumper, and it's not, I know it's not going to fit her baby as a newborn, I don't think, but hopefully her baby's due in, I think, the very end of September. So when hopefully he's a little bit bigger, maybe like 3 to 6 months old, it'll be colder and he'll be able to get some wear out of it. So I'm knitting not the smallest size, the next one up. And this has the ever so exotic name of B193 jumper with stripes, dots, pants and socks. I'm not knitting the pants, I might knit the socks if I've got some extra yarn. But it's out of this variegated sock yarn with like a white little border with these dots in, and then the stripe bit has some white dots in, and then it just goes like that. And you knit like a tube. It's a bit like doing a loppy sweater. So I've knit one of those before, so that's fine, but I think it's got sort of raglan sleeves, which I've not done before. Yes, I don't know, it's a free pattern on Ravelry if you want to go have a look at it. I'll link my project page below. And yeah, so I've knit quite a lot of this in 2 nights. And does anyone else love the inside of Fair Isle? I want to knit something where the inside is on the outside for Fair Isle. So that's that. These aren't the needles I'm knitting it on, these are just some temporary ones to hold the project. And then I've just cast on a sleeve last night. Look at that tiny, tiny sleeve. How are people ever this small? Look at it. And yeah, so you do 2 sleeves and then you join them, basically do the 3 tubes and then you knit all the way around. And yeah, I'm loving it. It's quite cute and it makes me want to knit a jumper like this for myself, so that might be what I do. I'm going to look into it. Anyway, that has taken up most of my knitting time this week, which is why the hat's been put on a back burner. She doesn't go until August, but I just want to get it done and out of the way, because I don't know what's going to happen when I start my new job, and it could be quite busy. I don't think in the first couple of months I'll be travelling as much as I do in this role, but once I'm a bit more trained up I think I will be travelling about a bit more. So I don't know what my life will look like in a month's time. So if I do it now, I've got the time, I've got the brain power to do it, I will do it. I think the pattern called for a blue one, and I was almost bought the blue variegated yarn. It's a sea colour, and then I was looking at the project pages and someone had knit it in this green and I thought it just looked beautiful. So I know she's having a little boy, but I prefer green. I think green's kind of unisex, even if it does turn out they're wrong, it turns out to be a little girl. So, well, I think all colours are unisex, it's kind of stupid. Colour isn't got a gender. But I thought a little boy would look really cute in a little green striped sweater. So that's what I've been doing. And I bought the yarn from Wool Warehouse and it was super cheap when I bought it. So yeah, that was really cool. And it's really nice to knit with. So I'm thinking about making some socks out of it. And that's just in this little bag. Right, I've just realised I've forgotten one of my finished objects, so bear with me 1 second. Right, I'm back. So, sorry about that, I just left it on the side over there. Last time I was knitting these 2 at a time toe-up socks for my friend for her birthday, and they are finished. I think they are going to be too big. I guesstimated what size feet she had from how tall she is. And then I found a pattern online which told me, like a calculator, you put in the shoe size and it tells you how long to knit. Now I have done it, I think potentially it was an American one or it's a foreign shoe size, because this looks so long for how big I think she's going to be. These are, they would fit my feet and she's got much smaller feet than me. But they are quite narrow, so I'm hoping, which looks about right for her feet, but I don't know, I'm just hoping they fit her. The joys of knitting socks for people when you don't actually know how big their feet are. Either way, she can just wear them as like slipper socks around the house. The yarn is that Regia for Fadig, never learned how to say it, colour, and actually it's really cool. So I'm trying to knit 12 pairs in 2016. I'm woefully behind, I'm 2 pairs behind, 3 now, we're in June. I've knit 3 this year, so do baby socks count if I knit a pair for Susie's baby? Maybe. Anyway, I've got loads of sock yarn waiting to go and I've just got some new stuff, so there'll be other things in the works, I doubt. But yeah, so it's her birthday end of June, so she will get those in due course. Now, do you really like this colour? I thought it would be way too girly for me, but actually I could get on board with this. I could wear some socks this colour. There's just a lot of pink in it, and I am not a pink person, as you can tell by my clothes. I wear very much black or grey every time I've spoken to you. I like neutral colours and greens. How do I get that way? Greens quite a lot, so yeah, I'm not really into pinks. But I like the pink with this sort of orangey brown and the light blue. I think that looks quite cool. But yeah, they need a block and I just hope they fit her. So that's the only finished objects I have. Like I said, I did finish one of the panels for my blanket, but it doesn't necessarily really count, maybe. I don't know. So I'm hoping next time I talk to you I will have finished my giant blanket, I will have finished that baby jumper, and I'll be wearing that hat and I've cast on lots of new socks. I'm hoping. So the only new thing I've got to show you, because I showed you all that new stuff I bought in Amsterdam, now it's like sitting in the top of this wardrobe giving me guilt, but it will get knit, I have no doubt about that. Like I said, this kind of yarn isn't easily accessible where I live. I don't live in London, I don't live in a big city. I would have to buy all my yarn online. A new yarn shop opened up in a little town near me and I was so excited, and it literally just stocks acrylic king cole type yarn, and it's really disheartening because I want to encourage local yarn shops and yarn stores, but there's nothing in there that appeals to me. I don't want tinsel yarn, I don't want stuff like that, and I get that it's fine for that target market. That town has a lot of the older generation living in it that will shop there and will buy that yarn, but I think only because they don't know that nicer yarn exists potentially. So I tried, but anyway, my point was, when I go places that do find this really nice yarn, like Unravel or a yarn festival, or when I went to Amsterdam and I went to that beautiful shop, I will splurge, but then I wouldn't buy it every month. I haven't bought any real yarn since I went to Amsterdam, and that was like an extravagant purchase, and I probably won't be buying anything maybe until I'm thinking about going to the Knit and Stitch in this autumn. I'll think about it. I might potentially save up my yarn and go to another regional yarn festival. I could do that instead. So we shall see. Anyway, my only little ramble there was that I have some new yarn. My mum bought me this because she was ordering from, it wasn't Love Knitting where she ordered from, and she bought me some yarn, and because she thought, I think it might have been like a well done, you've got a new job present, and then she put this bit of yarn in here for me for something which I'll talk about in a minute. So let me just wind up this. Oh, the sun's come out. It's been so grey and so overcast here for about a week. This has been absolutely miserable. I've been wearing jumpers all week. It's been so boring, and oh, the sun's coming out. Oh, so nice. It's supposed to be quite warm today. My dad asked me if I wanted to go walking. He goes, like, I guess Americans call it hiking, but he just calls it walking. But his idea of a walk is like 12 miles. That's what we did last time, and it's generally around the South Downs, which is not too far from where we live, and it's absolutely glorious. And I would have loved to have gone with him today, except it's his birthday on Monday and I haven't bought him anything. I know what I was going to get him. Could have got it yesterday if I'd planned better, but I didn't. So today, going to the gym first. As soon as I finish podcasting, I'm going to go to the shops and get him his present, and then I think I'm going to make him a cake because I don't know, I just feel like I've not really made much effort. And then yeah, we're going out for dinner tonight because it's my dad's birthday tomorrow on the Monday, and then my birthday is Tuesday. So we're going to a Thai place which is local to us that we both absolutely love, and I'm going to eat so much food, so that's why I've got to go to the gym this morning, even though I really don't feel like it. Anyway, that was a very long tangent. So yarn. These little bags are so useful, can I point out. I've never heard of this yarn before, but it looks so cool. Look at this. And this is not a colour I would pick, but I love it. It is called Osterman Step. I'm assuming that is the Osterman Step, and the colourway is 259, and it shows you what it looks like up there. And it's a 100 gram ball, but I just think this is really cool. I would never pick this out online, I don't think, but I love it. And I said it was very reasonably priced as well. It feels a bit like a Regia or an Opal. It's 75% superwash, 25% polyamide. It's a German brand. The shade is 529. I might do a very quick Google and see if it has got a colour name. Oh, there is, that was in German. Are they German? No. It's not German. It's like Finnish or something. I think. It's made in Germany. But it might be Danish or something? I don't know. I feel awful now for not knowing. I'm not very good with like Scandinavian languages. I know quite a bit of French and I started learning Italian and I know quite a bit of Italian, so the Romance languages I'm with. I did Latin at school as well, and I can work out some Spanish based on what I know of Latin and French and Italian, but yeah, anything like German. When I was in Amsterdam, I find your language really difficult to understand. Like, this is it. Even though I can't speak French and Italian fluently at all, but I can understand enough to get by. In the Netherlands, it is absolutely foreign to me, and I wish I could understand it. My dad can speak German because he learned it at school, and I think that's kind of cool because my French is really lacking. But I don't know. So this might be German, I'm not sure. Ostermann sounds German, and it does say Germany on it, but I don't know now. Anyway, the colour is Sonny Pink, this one. I don't know what sunny means. Sun pink? I don't know. But it's really nice. So it's got a yellow and an orange and a greeny colour in there, with like some black and white or grey and whites, and then a little bit of pink, which is, yeah, really nice. And that's how it knits up. It also came with a sample of soak, which is a wool wash. That sounds really strange. Yarn soak, like wash. But and you'll see it at all the festivals. But it comes in quite big bottles, and I kind of want to try it before I buy it. And actually, this is perfect. So I have to block those socks, so I might try it on those. Or the baby sweater when I finish that. And yeah, that's quite cool. And it's in this little bag, which it might be I use this bag to gift the sweater in or something. I might do that. So yes, it is the end of the podcast. Do I have anything else to tell you? I'll try to be organised this time and write down in my diary like a list of everything I want to talk about. And I think I have. Oh no, I want to talk about things I want to knit next time. Upcoming projects. So I've got two that I'm really excited about knitting, and one of them I want to show you the yarn for it, so it's going to require some rustling. So I will give a mental reminder to myself to pause here, future editing Claire, pause here and rustle away, do not leave the rustling in. I didn't understand why this annoyed people when I was editing it with my headphones in. I understood why it annoyed people. So 1 second, now you're back with me, back in the room. This is my next project. I have had this beautiful skein of yarn for years. I think I've had it since 2013, because that was the last time I went to Unravel before the time just gone, and that's when I got it. It is a skein of Fibre Spate Scrumptious Lace in this beautiful, it was an unnamed colour, but I think it's the grey one. It just looks sort of lilac-y on the lace weight, I think. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just trying to find out what it is for you. I think it's Fibre Spate Scrumptious Lace. So this is my next project. I'm going to knit a shawl with it. And I think what I'm going to do is hold it double and I'm going to do a swatch and make sure that's going to be okay. But yeah, it's Fibre Space Scrumptious Lace, I was right. Which is 55% merino, 45% silk, and you have 1,000 meters in a ball. I've had it for ages and I just want to get it knit up because it's so pretty, and I think I've been really nervous about knitting with it because it's so nice, but it's just been sitting here for like 2 years and I just want to do something with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so fine though, which really scares me. It's actual lace weight. And I'm just trying to find a shawl which I think I would get the wear out of it. And I found some patterns. I was on Instagram and Pinterest and I was just clicking between things as you do. And I found this beautiful shawl. Let me just open it and tell you who it's by. Lisa Much. And she does it in a fingering weight yarn. But I'm thinking, I want to do a swatch, but I'm thinking if I hold it double, it will be a light fingering. I'm thinking that's how it should work, it will work. So I'm just going to try and find the centre of this ball, which might be problematic because of how it's wound, but there it is. That's it. I'm thinking if I hold it double, it would equal like a light fingering. So I'm going to swatch and try, and I think this is really nice. It's the Silver Shawl by Lisa Much, because I'm not a very girly person. I'm not going to use a really intricate lace shawl. I'm just not really my kind of thing. And I wanted something I'll get wear out of them. This one's like a simple triangle shawl with some lace panels on with a fancy stitch. The other thing I am going to cast on is some scrappy socks, which I'm really excited by. I've got a lot of like ends of yarns, offcuts and things, and they've been on my Instagram, my Pinterest. I keep pinning pictures of socks, like scrappy socks. So it's clearly on my brain. I want to knit some, I'm getting knit some. That's my next thing. So I've also got some other yarns that I bought at yarn festivals and things which are going to be socks. So I think I am going to try and cast off this baby jumper and cast off this giant blanket. The hat, I don't mind that staying on the needles for a bit longer because it's not cold yet. The blanket I want for autumn, beginning of autumn. And then it's going to be socks. It's going to be summer of socks. I know that there's some summer of socks knit alongs and things like that which I may dip in and out of. I'm not, I always have the best intentions of getting involved in cows and things and all sorts of groups and stuff like that, but I just don't really follow through because I get really busy and I don't have the time to dedicate to it. My relaxing time is really precious to me now. So it's one of those things that gets pushed to the back. But anyway, I think I've rambled for long enough. It is now almost 9:30. I need to get to the gym and then get on with my Sunday. So I'm all gymmed and ready to go underneath here, so I've hidden myself up. And yes, I think I'll wrap up here. So please do go and follow me on Instagram. My name is Claire M. Gallagher. On Twitter, I occasionally post little random things over there as well. Also Claire M. Gallagher. I have a Ravelry. I'm cgallagher21. By all means go and add me. And I also have a blog called unciaandtickers.com, which is in woeful need of updating. All links will be in the description below, and also some links to the projects that I've spoken about today will be there. and any of the yarns I've talked about will be, pretty sure will be on my stash page in Ravelry. So I think that's everything I have to tell you. Just trying to think. I've had my window open this whole time also, and I hope the birds haven't been too noisy. I have magpies which sit on my roof, and then all the other birds go mad when they come over. But yeah, the sun is shining, I need to go and exercise, so I am going to say goodbye now. Have a lovely weekend, weekday, evening, morning, lunchtime, whatever it is where you are when you're watching this, and thank you for spending some time with me. Bye.